Hey guys, thanks for sending over the sketch. I think it's a pretty good start. It certainly shows a lot of program in a pretty small space. So that's pretty good. But I do think that there are a couple areas that can be improved upon. Starting with having these two sinks back to back in such a tight space, I'd much rather see them side to side. I feel like you're probably going to bump into each other here in the middle. Um, Another thing, I personally don't like seeing the toilet so immediately close to the bedroom door. I'd like to get a little more distance from this to the door if possible. And then a couple minor nitpicks is like seeing the angle in the glass here. I'm personally not a fan of that. I think that's going to wind up actually making the shower or the bathroom feel smaller than necessary versus just having the glass go all the way across. And then, not much improvement to be made in your closet. I mean, the only thing is there's a bit of a dead corner here that I think might be pretty cool to incorporate into the bathroom instead. So let's go ahead and dial back some of the things I would change here. Leave it up just a little bit for reference, and then we'll go ahead and go with my suggestion. So I would say come in and have a double wide vanity. I think you're going to get so much more counter space. I think it's going to feel and look so much longer and sleeker. We've now got a full wall here to do big mirrors or array of backlit LED mirrors with maybe some decorative wall sconces between it. That becomes a canvas to decorate, a much bigger canvas. And to be honest, it actually continues all the way into this back wall. We could certainly go crazy and do full wall tile with a corner skylight here to just floodlight in. I know you just put Tesla roof on. You don't want to poke holes in that. That's fine. I think this would benefit even without the skylights, but still, the countertop here could then turn down once it's in the glass, beyond the glass, and then turn and form the tub deck. That continuous material might be a bit much. I think we could render that and see what that looks like, but it also might make this small space just seem longer and bigger. If this full wall tile with backlit mirrors meets the same material turning down the tub deck, and maybe the face of the tub deck. That should be something different. That should contrast the counter if we do that. You could also go with wall-mounted faucets if you're okay not having the mirror come all the way down to the countertop. But that's, that could go either way. Um, so here, I've moved the linen into this corner instead of in this corner. Shifted the toilet up and away from the proposed location here. I think this just gives a nice bit of distance. And plus then with this pony wall cabinet here, that does screen the toilet from view a little bit. It's not the first thing you see. It's screened a little bit. It's not completely blocking it by any means. And with perspective, you're still going to see the toilet tank here over the top of this. And, this should just be countertop or lower to put a magazine down on or a cell phone nowadays. But, we've got some deep cabinetry that we can build into for toilet paper and other sort of stowables near the toilet. I think that could be a pretty nice add. And then imagine if this was a wood top or, a teak top to match any bench you might do in here. Could be pretty nice. Then we've got the full glass here. There should be a door opening into the shower area here. Double shower heads. I think this is a pretty nice square space. I think it just feel a little bit nicer. It does pull the tub away from the window, which I think is okay. Especially again if we could incorporate a skylight along this back wall, or maybe another window here instead, and then shift this window down. It doesn't have to. I mean, you can certainly keep the window here. My concern would be a little bit of shower splashback getting onto the glass. So if you're open to shifting the window down, I think this would be the place to put it instead over the toilet area. Depending on if this is a tall window, you could do bottom-up shades for privacy, or it could just be a high sort of a clear story window instead. But it brings the light more into the middle of the room, into the sink area, which I think is important. Um, and then sort of maybe the last tweak to consider would be to say, this dead corner inside of the closet is going to be kind of hard to access. It certainly could be. I mean, people, move stuff on the rod all the time. So it's certainly accessible, but just not quite there. We could instead maybe take up this dead corner and borrow it for the tub space. And it could be an extension. It could be a cool little place to put something. be it tall candles or some some shelves with some of those rolled up towels in. That could be a real spa-like corner accent right here, just to finish this area off. But again, I also don't mind just keeping that closed off. So, if you like this, let's talk about other changes you might want to see and how else you might implement it and other ideas as well. Looking forward to you guys'